Trust doesn't come with a refill. Once it's gone, you probably won't get it back. And if you do, it will never be the same. And that's a fact. Daniel Grizzle. We've all had those horror stories about someone losing our trust, or maybe we were the ones that caused someone to no longer trust us. It could be that relationship that you probably weren't ready for. It could be someone who you lent money to who you thought would pay you back but never got around to it. It could even be the friend that you told a big secret to, but they couldn't keep their mouth shut. But what about lies? We've all lied, right? You know the saying, a little white lie never hurts anybody? False. You already knew this was false, but for public speakers, that's a big false. Lying to your audience should be an obvious no-no, but there have been speakers who have done it before. Blame it on whatever you choose, but we'll call it pure laziness. Not to mention, who wants all of their hard work jeopardized? You deserve more, and your audience deserves more too. Lying to your audience is a very easy thing to do because most speakers think that they won't get caught. Just like the little kid who sneaks downstairs in the wee hours of the morning to get a cookie out of the cookie jar. The reality is that the world is at everybody's fingertips. Meaning, if something sounds fishy or your credentials don't add up, anyone can easily find out because information is easily accessible. This is especially true for speakers who present material filled with facts. In other words, things that can easily be Googled. If you lie over and over again, imagine how hard it is to remember your lies. Yes, you're telling a falsehood, but each time you're talking, it has to be consistent. You'd have to disguise the lie some way, somehow. Maybe you told a lie to get an opportunity and you didn't get caught. But once the lights shine bright and there are hundreds of eyes staring at you, will that lie hold up? You'd be setting yourself up for the fast track to failure. Let's jump back to the trust word just for a few. Imagine constantly losing the trust of each audience you speak to. You work for months to create and update your talks, but there are some instances where you took shortcuts in the truth department. People talk and word spreads fast. People talk and word spreads fast. People talk and word spreads fast. You get the point? But also because people can see through the fake, or they become on high alert when it's suspected. Now, some speakers can make honest mistakes in the moment. Maybe they recall something the wrong way, or maybe they recite a well-known historical context falsely, but from a good place. But even when you make an honest mistake, your audience will become wary of you, and you don't want that to build up to a point where people don't believe anything you say. Because when it gets to that point, your reputation is ruined. Have you ever heard of the phrase, your reputation precedes you? It's the most direct way of saying word is spread about you, possibly due to the work that you put in, and the person you've come into contact with knows all about it. Now that could be a good or a bad thing. But the key to remember is that with that statement, people have already formed preconceived notions about you, and like I said, they could be good or bad. It's already hard making a name for yourself, so think about how much harder it would be if your reputation is stained by you lying. What took you years to gain could be lost in a matter of minutes. It may feel like you can get away with it in a moment, but people eventually notice, and your car will eventually be pulled. If you didn't hear anything else over the last couple of minutes, I'm challenging you to do what's right. We can take it beyond public speaking and apply it to any field. It may be easy to settle for shortcuts and stretch the truth, but in the long run, you're ultimately hurting yourself. If you found this tip useful, please like it and share it. Comment on it as well and let me know what you think. Until next Monday, my name is Julian Leonard, and this tip was brought to you by the J. Leonard Group.